Good evening. Tonight I wanted to talk about the different ways that we can use essential oils. People often ask what my favorite way is or how do I use them to get the most out of their benefits. And there's really several different ways we can use them. Probably the most common way that people think about is in a diffuser. I have a couple of diffusers. This is one that tends to travel around with me. It's a Young Living home diffuser. They don't actually sell this one anymore, but they have a dewdrop, which is just a little bit different and very similar. And in the diffuser, what you'll do is you'll add water. You'll put water in here. You'll take an essential oil or a blend of essential oils if you use multiple ones. Put like 1 or 2 drops of each oil, or if you're only using one oil, you could use 4 or 5 drops. I usually stick to somewhere between 5 or 7 drops in here. Add that to your water. You just put your, in this case, goes on like that. Put your lid back on. You'll hit your button. This one isn't plugged in at the moment, so it won't come on. You'd hit your button and you will get a mist. It is a cold water diffuser, which means it's ionic. It doesn't use heat to create it. Rather it moves vibrations. So, and that way you're not damaging the composition of the essential oils. We diffuse when I'm home almost constantly. I also diffuse at work. To just help keep the environment healthy and sane for everyone there. Another way that you can use essential oils is to apply them topically. And I know in my previous video I've talked about just taking a drop of an oil, putting it on your wrist, rubbing your wrist together. And then the other options, if you're not going to use them neat like that, which depending on the oil and what you want to do with it, you won't, is to use roller bottles. At some point I'll do a video on how we actually make these, but basically this is a blend of oils and a carrier oil. I use usually fractionated coconut oil or grapeseed oil, but there's several different carrier oils you can use, and these are really nice because you can put any mix you want in them. They're easy to travel with. This one is actually my husband's that he uses every day. And we just use it. We take it if we travel or whatever, and he puts it on his side in the morning. And I have one that's like a joy and coconut blend that I'll wear, same like I do, just put abundance on. I'll put on my wrist. So you just take the lid off. You already have your oils in it. Put it on your wrist like that. And now you've applied your oils and you can get those benefits. Also applying them topically, this is one of my favorite ways. We will take a little bit of a carrier oil and a few drops of whatever. This happens to be a blend of, hence the bluish, dragon thyme and frankincense. That will be a back rub for me tonight. Depending on the time of the month and what's going on, it's probably frankincense at least 80% of the time, and then maybe another oil mixed in. But anything that for you that's going to meet your emotional and physical needs at the time, so you can vary that. But I'm a big fan of using them as back rubs. Of course, a lot of people will use them as part of their facial routine in the morning. They have a lot of blends with different oils. Frankincense is one I know people like to use as a facial cream as well. And the third way you can use essential oils, if you use Young Living, we have the white bottles. If you can see, like this bottle has a colored label. The ones with the white labels are Vitality. And the Vitality oils we can actually ingest. They are labeled as safe by the FDA for ingestion. Like this one is Digize, and Digize is one. It's another one that my husband uses almost daily. He takes it neat and basically just takes and drops a drop on his tongue. But a lot of people will use them mixed in with tea or even coffee for the effects of that particular oil. Then this one is nutmeg. Nutmeg you could actually use in place of like the powdered spice. And just be very careful when you're doing that you adjust. You will use a very small amount. I will make peppermint brownies with peppermint Vitality, and I only put like 2, maybe 3 drops in a whole brownie mix. So you're using a very small amount if you do it that way. thank you again for listening. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment and I will try to answer them. Have a good night.